Hello everyone and welcome back to WolfQuest, The Lost Tales. And we are here in Lost River, so you guys can probably guess that things are a little bit different this time. You might know whose story we're going to be following. But we are here in Lost River, and we're going to go ahead and meet our next side story wolf. And this is going to be a pretty interesting challenge. Oh, here we go. And it didn't actually give us a difficulty prompt here, so we're going to go ahead and we'll do that. Not pack stats, what am I doing? We're going to go ahead, oh, it already set it to pretty easy. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do that here because we're going to be playing as Spark. And Spark's challenge is that he can play on pretty easy, but he must track down and kill a bull moose. Now, this is going to be an extremely difficult challenge, and it doesn't specify whether or not we have to do it alone. And so I think what we're going to do is try to find a mate, but the first thing we're going to do is we're actually going to go ahead and sleep it. We're going to set the time to probably dusk, because that's when the moose are most likely to show up. Now, there is a certain spot in Lost River where you tend to have a couple of bull moose that will fight. And this is probably what we're going to try and go for. We're gonna head for that area and hopefully find those moose there. Now they're usually up on the hilltop. Are we even going the right way? Yeah, we're going in an okay direction. Now you can see there's actually an elk hunting ground in the back 40, and that's probably what we're going to do. We're going to chase some elk up onto the hilltop, and we're actually going to see if we can find a mate. We probably won't attempt the bull moose hunt until a little bit later on, because we want to make sure that we're actually going to have the ability to, we want to make sure we're going to have the ability to take it down before we go lunging into it willy-nilly. Oh, here is the coyote. We should be able to take this guy out and get a little bit of extra experience here. That's never going to hurt anything. Now, the other thing, oops, we're going the wrong way already, wow. Now, the other thing about Spark's story is that there's a high probability that we're going to end up dying during this. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. I'm pretty sure you can only take one hit from a bull moose before your health is drained halfway. And so, given the fact that it can be kind of hard to maneuver sometimes, and the collisions are sometimes not the greatest in this game, it's a little bit glitchy sometimes when it calculates damage. There's a good chance we're going to end up dying. And what we'll do if we end up dying is, oh, there's a fox down there. Look at him down there. He seems to be hunting around, I think. Is he going to do the pounce thing? He's going to do the pounce thing. I wonder if he got any food. We probably will never know. But, so if we die, then that is a failure of the challenge. But there's the chance that we could die pretty early on. And, oh, they're right here. Wow. And if that were to happen, what we'll end up doing is we'll continue to try and complete the challenge, but it won't count. And I think what I'll say is that if we do it but we die any number of times in the process, we get a neutral ending. If we manage to do it at all. If we manage to do it without dying, we get a positive ending, and if we don't complete it, or we die and we don't complete it, if we don't get it done at all, then that's going to be a negative ending. So with that in mind, that's how I'm going to be calling it. And again, we'll probably try and find a mate, maybe not in this episode, but probably in the next episode. We'll probably spend the last 2 episodes of this challenge trying to take down the moose. Now, the other thing is, once we actually go into the moose fight, I might do something a little bit different. I don't know. You guys can give me feedback on this and see what you think. Sometimes the moose fights can take a really long time. And if that happens, should we allow the 2 episodes to be filmed back-to-back in one session so that nothing despawns? Or should we go with the idea of if we don't get it done, then that's it. And we have to just live with reloading it. What do you guys think? What do you think we should do? Okay, somewhere around... No, it's up on the hilltop still. We're not even there yet. Oh yeah, it's all the way over there. I got really turned around. Wow. And I do apologize if it's a little bit laggier than usual. Lost River is pretty graphically intense, but hopefully it's not slowing up too much. Generally, my computer's fairly able to handle it. Excuse me, you're not supposed to go that way. That's the way we came. this may actually be kind of difficult. Why am I hurting the elk, you may ask? Well, because we need to get this this elk in the proper position so that if and when we find a moose, we'll actually be able to take it out, and we won't just have to because we're gonna have to be eating to restore our health, and so we need to be able to do that. All right, so we should be able to chase this guy up here, I think. If he can actually get up, or she, I should say, it's not a he. If we can get her to go up here, then that'll be where we want to start taking her down. And she's pretty close. I think one more bite will do it, probably. Are you going to get stuck? No, good. Alright. Let's see if we can keep going. She can navigate him pretty well. There we go, she's running again. So the moose will usually spawn up on these hills. In fact, there's a pathway, and it's along there that, yeah, you can see it. You can see it down there. It's along there that we want to try and take down the elk, because that's normally where they'll spawn in. Somewhere right in this area. This is a pretty good spot, actually. Yep, right around in here. Some of you guys may remember us running around in this area if you saw our Tale of Two Siblings series that I did with Songheart. If you guys remember that. If not, it was a lot of fun. We had a great time, and I would definitely recommend you go check it out. It was a very, very fun series, and we definitely enjoyed ourselves, and I know a lot of people have said they've really enjoyed watching us play, so that's definitely something you'll want to make sure you do not miss. But it's right up around in here that they usually spawn in, and so what we're probably going to try and do is see if we can find, well, we're not going to see if we can find them this time, so we'll litter this whole area with carcasses probably, and then see if we can get the moose to show up. That's the other thing, is there's no guarantee they'll actually spawn in. They do a lot of the time, but it's not a guarantee. It's hardly a guarantee at all. And there's an elk wandering right along here. Okay then. It looks like she's running, so I guess the herd must not have despawned, which in a way makes it easier for us. I don't know what that weird flickery thing is either. That's a graphical error, I think. Lost River, just because it's so complicated, can be a little bit buggy sometimes. So, yeah, I don't know how much there is that you can really do to fix that. I know it's just so graphically intense that that it can be a little bit tough to work with sometimes. So hopefully stuff like that will get fixed in the newer version, the WolfQuest Anniversary Edition update that is planned to be coming out at some point in the coming months here. So yeah, hopefully they'll be able to update, well, I mean, I imagine they're updating Lost River. I'm pretty sure they've said they're updating Lost River, I just can't think of the place where they've mentioned it now. But hopefully, because they're going to be completely reworking the game, that will address some of the issues with the game currently, and with the issues that we're seeing here. Unfortunately, though, for the time being, it's an old system, so there's not a whole lot you can do to make it work sometimes. You can do the best you can, but without this total rewrite that they're doing, it's going to be hard to get some of the things working properly. So just be a little forgiving of the glitches here. It's basically the best they can do with the system they have. And so hopefully the new version, the rewritten version, will be a lot better in this regard. Okay, where's the other carcass? It's right down there. So we're basically just going to kill a bunch of elk in this area, and then when we have the proper amount of experience, we will go ahead and try to find a mate to help us, because I would definitely help if we have someone to give us a bit of a hand here. Now, obviously, they're not going to be able to raise puppies together, because Lost River is not a fit environment for that. It's just not a good place for them to be raising pups. And so we can assume they'll probably end up leaving to find a better den site sometime after the series, but of course, we won't see any of that happen. So it's usually right in here that you'll run into the moose, and so this is probably a pretty good place to put this in. Oh my goodness, I'm not doing very well with this fighting. So Spark is actually a decently strong wolf, I believe. I believe he's at 40. I think I showed pack stats, yeah. So 40, 55, 55. So 40 strength is actually That's the same amount of strength as Nova had. So Nova was our strongest, or actually no, Knight was our strongest, I'm pretty sure. I think, yeah, Knight I believe had 70%, but Nova was the most notably oddly balanced, I think, because he had speed and strength and no stamina. So 40 strength is pretty decent, but we're gonna need some speed and stamina here as well, and so it was definitely important to have those in there. And so hopefully this will be a pretty decent balance. I don't really like taking away from the strength, but, I don't like taking away from the strength for something like this, but you generally do want to have a little bit of a higher balance of speed and stamina so that you can actually get around. Oh, hello, there's the elk right there. So who's going to run off? These guys, alright. So you can head towards the hill here, and we'll see if we can get you up the hill. And to somewhere where we can catch you in a good position to help us later hunt. This, of course, is us playing the game as a game. Wolves don't do this in real life. They hunt what they need for food. They don't really hunt for sport like we're doing here. They don't hunt for bragging rights. They just hunt to eat. So the only time they probably ever actually go after a bull moose, like we're about to do, is if for whatever reason it was insanely weakened and was going to be the best prey around. Normally, they wouldn't even want to touch a bull moose because these things are dangerous. They're dangerous, and it's just not worth it for them in most cases. I mean, they'll go after a moose if it's their best option, but most of the time it's probably not going to be their best option, and especially not just a moose, but a bull moose. So keep in mind, this is the very gamey aspect of WolfQuest. We're doing this basically for bragging rights, and that's not something you would typically see. But this will be, if we can succeed, it'll be the first time we kill a bull moose in, I think, ever. I've done it a couple of times in multiplayer, and I've done it a couple of times. Well, I had to do it in the testing, but I don't think I've ever legit killed one in single player outside of beta. And I mean, that's to say I haven't. When I say legit killed, I think I did it a few times during testing, but, you know, everything's been rebalanced and changed, so that's not quite legit. You can't quite say that counts as, I don't count it as a legitimate kill because the goal was to see if it was too easy or too hard, and so it's not the same. So this will be my first time doing it proper in single player, I guess would be the best way to say it. Other than that, I've only ever done it in multiplayer, and I've probably only ever done it in multiplayer with the, I'm pretty sure I did it the way where everybody kind of just swarms it and dies a bunch. I'm pretty sure that's how that hunt went. Where we weren't really trying not to die. So, doing it in single player and trying not to die is gonna be a first for me. It's gonna be pretty interesting, that's for sure. I'm not entirely confident we can pull it off. It'll be kind of a good experiment to see if we can actually do it. Oh my goodness. The other thing about Lost River that's not quite so fun is that the camera can be a little jittery, just due to the fact that the terrain is so bumpy, and so like all that camera jitters. Hopefully that's not too disorienting for you guys. I know that may not be the most fun to watch sometimes, but yeah, it can be a little bit jittery here sometimes, and so maybe if we zoom out it'll help. Maybe just, no, not really. I don't want to zoom out too far, but we can do it a little bit. And again, you know, that's just something that this system really wasn't designed for the rougher terrain that we're seeing here in Lost River. The other maps have much smoother terrain, and so here in Lost River, it's a little bit weird. It's a little bit bouncy and bumpy, and it's not quite what you see anywhere else. So, it's kind of just a flaw of the system. Keep in mind, you guys, when we're talking about this flawed systems in 2.7, it's because the original code was designed in 2007, and I know they've made updates to it, but the core system hasn't changed all that much, as opposed to when we're talking about WolfQuest Anniversary Edition, they're rewriting everything. They're redoing the entire... They're keeping the premise of the game, and they're redoing everything about how it's done. Basically, they're keeping the basic idea and changing completely the execution of it. So, That's why things will be much better in the newer version here versus what we're seeing here now. So we'll see if we can go up here and make our way to the top. But hopefully we can get up this way, because I want to see if we can get this last hunt in. I don't even think we have enough experience to find a mate this time, and when we do, we'll probably just head to that wolf territory that's off behind the back 40 here. Oh, come on. You gotta find a way up, right? I don't actually know if there is a way up on this side. There may not be. There actually may not be a way up here. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see if there is an... Oh, no, not quite. Oh, maybe. Maybe. Nope. Nope, I don't think so. Nope, we can't push the elk up the hill. Oh. Oh, maybe? Can you make it? Yes. Keep going, keep going, keep going. I think we've made it. I think we made it. There we go. Top of the hill. Alright, do not run back down. Oh my gosh. For a second, I thought she was just going to sprint straight back down that slope. Alright, so we're going to head back this way again. And maybe we'll have time for one more hunt, but I don't know. We'll have to see. And hopefully after that, we can actually kind of get into some of the more interesting parts of this. I know it's not always the most interesting to see a bunch of hunting over and over again, but it's kind of traditional at this point. And we don't have to do a huge amount, just we have to make sure we have enough to feed ourselves even through a moose fight, because if we have to leave during the moose fight, the moose is going to despawn, and that's going to be no good. We don't want our moose escaping. Now, we probably won't fight a full health moose, with that said, because usually when they're fighting, there's one that has a little bit less health that'll tend to run away, and that will probably be the one we target, because otherwise it's going to just be too difficult to take it down at all. And so we're going to be, we'll probably be taking down the one that's a little bit weaker, and a little bit easier to deal with, but nevertheless, I think we can, it'll still be quite a feat. It'll still be quite the difficult thing to accomplish, and hopefully we can actually go ahead and get the benefit for it. The reason I'm not going to penalize Spark too heavily for failure is because there is a high likelihood we'll fail, and we may not even be able to do anything about it if it's that kind of glitchy damage thing. And so, with that in mind, I'm not going to penalize him too heavily if he doesn't end up succeeding at this. We're going to at least give him the chance to even out the damage, even if he would fail the first part of it. Okay, so there's still elk scent trails. Okay, they're just right here. Alright, who's going to run? You're going to run away from me. Okay, so we're just going to chase you straight back up that mountain, and then that'll probably be the end of this episode. And we should have enough experience then, I think, probably, to go ahead and see if we can find a mate. And maybe that'll help us out here when we're trying to do this hunting. Then again, we might just get all tripped up in the terrain. And so next episode will probably be a bit more setup. We'll have to see. We may start the moose hunt, depending. You guys will have to tell me if you're okay with me breaking it up into multiple episodes or not. Because if you guys are, then I'll probably just record a bunch of them all at once. But if you guys would like to see me actually break between the recording sessions and have it be where we actually have to finish killing the moose within the period of one recording session, otherwise we'll have to reload and it'll despawn, then let me know, because we can give it a bit of an extra challenge if you guys would like. Oh no, this is not what I wanted to do. This is not what I was hoping for. Go this way. Go this way. We want you to climb up. I think that's the path up, actually. So, yeah, there we go. Can we get this elk up? Yes. Alright. But with that in mind, I'm going to leave that choice up to you. So you guys will get to let me know what you think we should do with that. If you decide that it should all be all at once, then I probably will just wait and not try to kill a moose next episode, because we're probably going to run out of time. But if we do it all at once, then I'll probably just record all 3 of the episodes all at once there, and we'll see if we can get it done. So let's finish killing this elk here, and then we'll probably go ahead and wrap it for this time, I think. So we didn't actually see the moose today. I don't know if they were there and they just spawned a little bit out of our sight, but they're usually around here somewhere, or actually they might be over that rise most of the time. They're somewhere up here most of the time when we see them. but they don't appear to be here right now. So we'll see. I don't hear them either, so I don't think they've actually spawned. But usually they're somewhere around in this area. Oh, come on. Let me finish attacking. What is this music? I don't actually recognize all this music. I don't recognize a lot of the music from the Lost River. I'm used to the music from Ammon's Mountain and Slug Creek, because we definitely played a lot more there, especially for our single-player series. Lost River is definitely a fun map, but it's kind of one of those ones that's a little bit more fun when you are playing in multiplayer, because there's not a lot to do here. In single-player, you can fight stuff, and that's about it. So it's definitely a lot more fun when you're playing it with friends, unless you have a mission like we have here. So we'll just take a quick little run around and see if we happen to find the moose, but I don't think we're going to, because usually this is the area where they do spawn. And with that in mind, yeah, I don't see them. So we'll take a look for them next time. Where are we at? We are not near the experience we need to have to find a mate. So we'll run back to the elk hunting ground to get ready for the next time, and then we'll try and finish that up and come back here and see if we can finish off our hunting and find a mate, and then maybe the time after that it'll probably be when we'll start officially looking for moose. So we're going to go ahead and end off this episode here for today, though, because it is about that time again. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. But until then, this is Jay, over and out.